Hi Libra, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your July 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled the 4 agreements and Wisdom Oracle card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have Aries. So that's your 7th house of partnerships, contracts, and relationships. So could just be saying you'll have a focus there this month, and astrologically speaking, there's actually quite a bit going on there. We have Chiron there. It's been there for quite some time. Recently, we've had Neptune and Saturn also enter into that sign, and both of those are going to be going retrograde in July. So basically, on the 13th, Saturn's going to go retrograde, and I think Neptune's going to be a couple weeks before that. So definitely a lot of shifting going on in that house for you guys. All right, we have 8. So 8th house energy for you guys is Taurus, and we have Venus there until the 4th of July, and Uranus as well until the 7th of July. So quite a bit of shifting going on in that house as well. And 8th house in general points to death, rebirth, intimacy, and investments. And we have the North Node. So the North Node is actually in Pisces, and for you guys, that's your 6th house of work, health, daily routines. So there could be some growth and shifting around that area as well. So we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Page of Pentacles, and challenging that, we have the Chariot. So this is actually the major arcana card for Cancer, so this could just be pointing to a timeline. And yeah, if that's the case, could just be saying that you might feel like something's just out of your reach. If we look at the artwork, that Pentacle is just out of this person's reach. And with the Chariot in the challenged position, could just be saying that that could be primarily just because the energy might move a little bit slower than you might like as we move through Cancer season. And I mean, plenty of reasons why it could be the case. We just talked about some of the retrogrades that'll be kicking off in Aries. And then also there's going to be Mercury retrograde in Leo as well. So definitely a lot going on there that could be bogging down the energy a bit in the month of July. Right. In the foundation position, we have the 5 of Wands. So this is Leo energy here. So yeah, so there could be a part of you that might feel like you want to rush something ahead as well. So with the, contrasting the fact that something feels just out of your reach, the Chariot seems like it's slowing things down for you, but then there seems to be this desire to get something out there. Maybe because you feel like if you don't get it out there, you might miss out on an opportunity because there's a lot of other people trying to compete in that same area as well. But yeah, looks like there is definitely at least a potential for some confusion and conflict as well. And then given that this is a Leo energy, we just talked about the fact that we'll have the Mercury retrograde going on there. That's at least a potential for you guys too, especially given that it's going to be in your house of groups and friendships. All right, in the past position, we have the 4 of Wands. So this is Aries energy here. And yeah, it could just be saying that in the past you might have had an energy of stability around you, maybe within a romantic partnership or some kind of partnership and contract. Might have felt like there was a feeling of growth, optimism, and expansion within that situation as well in the past. All right, in the present position, we have the World. So usually I actually view this as a North Node energy, and since we also saw that come out when we rolled your dice as well, could just be saying that there's something that you learned through the situation, and for whatever reason, maybe you're reluctant to trust that you do know everything you need to know around the situation. So that could be what's at play there, where it's like karmically you're where you need to be, but for whatever reason you could be resisting that at this time. All right. In the near future position, we have the 10 of Swords. So this is Gemini energy here. And at the time of recording this, we're just wrapping up Gemini season. So it could be as simple as that, just saying that, as we're wrapping up Gemini season, you might finally feel like you're able to let some of that energy go, feeling like things are just moving very slow. But yeah, more than anything, I feel like this is more of a cautionary thing to say. Try not to overwhelm yourself with overthinking around the situation as well. As far as, like I said, you might feel like things are moving more slowly than you would like. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Page of Cups. So in this regard, it could actually be saying that the Chariot slowing things down, given that the World card is in the present as well, could just be saying that it's actually for your own benefit. You just might not see that right now. What I mean by that is, if we look at this, we see that fish coming out of the cup. So usually when I see this energy, I think of an offer that's rushed, right? Maybe there was a good gesture behind it, like, oh, let me give this person something, but then not even checking, like, oh, hold on, there's still a fish in this cup. So it could just be one of those things where there's something that you want to offer to someone, but it might not be at the level where you need it to be just yet. And there could be a lack of awareness on your part around that. Because again, like I said, I feel like there's this desire to rush it right now on your part. And because of that, you might overlook something that needs to be seen there. So that could be what's actually causing the blockage to make sure that you do get the opportunity to see that and make any corrections. All right. In the environment position, we have the Five of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here. So yeah, this could just be saying that along with that Five of Wands we see in the foundation, it could just be saying that the energy in the air is a bit competitive and combative anyway, right? So especially if you do offer something that's not necessarily up to par, it might backfire ultimately anyway. So, I feel like if you feel a desire to be the first at something this month, I feel like you might be better off to just try to release that desire this month. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Knight of Cups. So yeah, so a lot of you, this is probably more of a hope, right? And it's saying that you're hoping to be well received around the situation. So if we look at the contrast between the Page of Cups energy here and the Knight of Cups, it's not a huge leap to get from there to here, but it could just be saying that ultimately this is how you're hoping to come across with an offer of something, but it could just be saying that you're not quite there yet, and that could be why you're feeling these delays. Could just be karmically trying to help you out in that regard. All right. And in the outcome position, we have the Four of Cups. So Cancerian energy here. So it could just be saying that as we wrap up Cancer season, you might just be feeling like something's lacking around things that you might get offered. And again, like I said, it could just be due to maybe if you do rush something through, right? Because you just, oh, I have to be first, and not really paying enough attention to the quality of what's being offered, right? Then that could lead to a situation where it backfires because then people are looking at the quality or lack thereof around the thing, and then they might not necessarily offer as much as you would like ideally. So just something to watch out for there. Like I said, given that we do see the World card there and the Chariot as well, but showing up in the challenge position, I feel like this is saying that it really is trying to help you out to cause these delays so you can make any corrections that you need to. But if you don't catch on to that, you might feel more like it's the universe working against you in some way, but it seems to be working more for you. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. So yeah, so to me, ultimately, this says if you try to tap into your intuition, you will actually eventually realize that, right? That, okay, yeah, these things that I saw, these blockages that were causing me frustration, were actually really trying to clear it away from me, right? So let's say even if this is around an idea that you want to present to someone in your environment, right? Where you know that, okay, I'm not actually ready to put it out in the world, but hey, maybe I'll mention it to someone in my friend group, and then they might try to take the idea and run with it, right? So that could be another reason why you're being nudged here to make sure that what you're offering is ready to go and to the standard you want it to be. So then that way there is no room for anyone to swoop in and try to take the opportunity from you. All right. From the Four Agreements deck, we have Don't Make Assumptions. And it says, be aware of unconscious assumptions. I'm trying to get everything to frame there. There we go. All right. It says, assumptions are made so fast and unconsciously most of the time because we have agreements to communicate this way. We have agreed that it is not safe to ask questions. We have agreed that if people love us, they should know what we want or how we feel. So definitely an interesting message there, right? Because that makes you think of the Page of Cups saying that, in a certain way, you might not be coming across as clearly as you might think you are, right? So something to watch out for there. And like we said, there will be that Mercury retrograde in Leo, um, pretty much right around the middle of the month, although it's pretty much going to be in shadow for the first half of the month, too. So the whole month of July is going to be a time where there's at least that potential for mix ups around communication. So be on the lookout for that. All right. And from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Milk and Honey. There's the artwork, and the number is 51. See what this has to say. All right. Essential meanings says the taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. The Oracle's message: you've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. So definitely an interesting message there where it said wearing the world as a loose garment. Definitely just seemed to describe the artwork from the world card. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. The relationship message says sensuality, connection, and passionate romance between lovers, sweet moments of understanding, and love among friends and family are all here for you to savor now. Your heart's calling will be answered. Let your thoughts and feelings be sweet with gratitude, and you'll be nourished with the honey of abundance. Yeah, definitely a positive message there. I will say this didn't necessarily seem like it was much of a romantic connection situation as far as the main spread goes, at least, but hopefully for those of you looking for relationship guidance, that message resonated. The prosperity message says there is only one authentic you. This version of yourself is spirit's emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity, and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. So yeah, definitely a positive message there as well. So yeah, like I said, it seems like any blockages you might perceive this month seem to be more trying to work out in your favor. And like I said, it seems like the key there is just to make sure you're not rushing something because you might miss some details. And then what you're offering might not be to the level that you initially think it is. So hope that resonates for you guys. I'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.